The neon lights flicker, casting long shadows on the rain-soaked streets. The city's heartbeat, a relentless hum of servers and circuits, vibrates and pulses around me. Technology, they say, is a double-edged sword. It cuts both ways. I see it every day, the way the city's grown smarter, faster. The click of keyboards, the glow of screens in every window, information at your fingertips, a world connected by invisible threads. We've cured diseases, bridged oceans with the tap of a button, brought knowledge to the masses. There's beauty in that. Efficiency, convenience, a promise of a better tomorrow. But there's another side. The shadows. The places where light doesn't reach. Surveillance cameras on every corner, algorithms tracking our every move. We traded privacy for connectivity, freedom for security. You see, the lines between reality and the digital blur until you can't tell which is which. People vanish into their devices, their lives played out in pixels and code. It's the perfect cover for those who'd use it against us. Technology doesn't have a conscience, but those who wield it do. And they're going to continue to watch us, shape us, and control us. So here we are, living in a digital age where our greatest ally is also our greatest threat. It's not the technology that's the problem, it's what we do with it, who we become because of it. Maybe we should be afraid. Not of the circuits and the codes, but ourselves. The shadows we cast are darker than any machine could ever make. Somewhere in this tangled web of progress and peril, there's a choice. We just have to find it before it's too late.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of PSR. Today we have got the Coff V3. So this is the previous version of the Coff, and I thought it would be amazing to just make a crazy build with a shovel. I mean, come on, this thing looks crazy. We got the Sure Shot chassis on here. But before we get into talking about it and shooting this thing, I want to thank the channel sponsor for PSR, and that is Aves Engineering. If you like DIY projects like me, and you like glizzies or Mac stuff, Aves has got you covered. Aves makes the rails for all of your slidey bits that slide on your fun DIY designs. If you want to get 10% off your order from Aves and get some really sweet parts, I would never ever in a million years use the code PSR for 10% off your entire order from Aves. So I want to thank Aves for sponsoring this channel. All right, so here we are with the V3 Coff. This is a design by Ivan, aka Navigo Boom. Ivan the Troll, one of my very favorite members of the gun CAD design community. He has designed a lot of really great stuff that I've covered on the channel, from the U-Bar AR lower to the VZ61 Scorpion lower, Amigo Verde. I mean, all this stuff he's done is really great. This is one of his designs. It's a previous design. The updated design is going to be this guy right here. So this is a Draco, and if you know the channel, you've watched me actually do a video on this. So you're probably kind of familiar with it. If not, go check that video out. This is the Plastikoff V4, which is now actually released on the catalog. So congrats to Ivan for releasing the V4 Plastikoff. So this is the Draco. This design fits pretty much any AKM pattern rifle, right? And it's got a bunch of really cool features that the previous version didn't have. So we've got this integrated top cover. It uses the printed rails. It's got an easier takedown, less complex, a lot easier to put together, to be honest. And the addition of this optics rail is just really helpful, really great. Let's talk about the older version. The V3 is quite a bit different, but I wanted to cover it because I put one of these together a while back, did a little filming with it, and unfortunately, because of the way that this kit is set up, the trunnion holes weren't quite lining up perfect, so I had to do some modification and never got a chance to make the video on it. So I figured, you know what, it's time to make the video on it, time to do it, and we're gonna make it a crazy, spaced out Plastikoff V3. So some features of the Plastikoff V3, some differences. So as you can see here, we got these rails. So that is what the bolt carrier slides on. Anything AKM will work with this receiver. The receiver is two different parts as opposed to the other Plastikoff receiver, which is mainly one monolithic part. This is two parts and it's bolted together right here. And you have to slide these rails in with the bolt carrier. So these are metal rails. They're actually made by Riptide rails. These rails set in here with these screws. It's definitely a little bit more of a primitive design. It's running great. We're gonna try it out today. Before we get into shooting it, I do wanna thank today's video sponsor, and that is MAF Arms. Guys, MAF Arms, they are the destination for all of your chimes, okay? And what did I put together this here Plastikoff with? MAF chimes. So if you're looking for some 545 chimes, they got them. If you're looking for some 762 chimes, they got them. If you're looking for some 556 chimes, I believe they have those too. The Plastikoff is one of my very favorite DIY projects. MAF Arms has got you covered for all of that stuff. So never in a million years, check out MAF Arms, and especially never ever use the code PSR for 10% off your entire order from MAF. They got a lot of cool stuff. They got some like really discounted AR parts too and stuff like that. So definitely give them a look. Thank you to MAF for sponsoring this video. One thing about the Plastikoff V3 as opposed to the Plastikoff V4 is this actually does not have a safety. Does not have a safety at all. A manual safety, no switch. That is definitely a downgrade from the V4, which does have a manual safety and feels really nice to have that little, you know, peace of mind. This is your safety. So that is a sort of downside, but we're going back and we're looking at the legacy version, so it makes sense that it is not quite as good as the latest version. But one of the reasons why I actually wanted to do this whole project was because I can fit this chassis on here. So this is the SureShot Mark 2.1 chassis. And the reason why I wanted to use it on this AK is because I figured, you know what, this Plastikoff, since the clearances, the dust cover, we're not using a dust cover, by the way, it's pretty obvious. One of the problems with this Plastikoff is you can't mount an optic. There's no side rail. You have to use iron sights with this version of the Plastikoff, right? How can I add an optic? And the SureShot Mark 3 chassis fit in there just right. I actually didn't really have to do any like filing or anything. It did fit in there pretty much perfectly. I did have to kind of figure out how to fit the bolt carrier in while I was fitting the handguard on and everything. So that took a little bit of time, but the Romy G kit, so this is like the Romanian, this is a 7.62x39. It fit with that, and I just think the space gray is just awesome. This shovel mechanism, you might ask, I think this is a super dystopian cyberpunk. I kind of wanted this AK to be like a mullet, right? So on the front, we got business, we got like super tactical, teched out, we got a laser on here, we got the optic, of course, but in the back, this thing is just like straight up from, I don't know, the Stone Age, it feels like. We got the freaking shovels, it folds. Come on, that's pretty sick. So it's a nice and compact package if you're storing it, right? And it pops out. This is a collaboration between Goon Tape and JMac. So JMac Customs make really great AK stuff and more. They make the hinge mechanism and they collabed with Goon Tape to make this whole shovel thing. So if you guys want that, check that out. It's a 1913 rail, so you can put this on pretty much any gun you want. And I don't know, is it a stock? I don't know. It looks like shovel handle to me. So maybe it's not a stock. This is an optic called the 1P87. It is a clone of a Russian optic and is by Novus Precision. Novus Precision is making some really cool optics that are mimicking the Russian stuff. So if you look at that, we got the Cyrillic. This is the special edition one, and it has no logos or anything from Novus Precision in the visible part of the optic. It is really cool. Everything is pretty much one-to-one clone of the original 1P87. So that is pretty sweet. We got a Unity riser on here. We wanted to clear the laser fully. Why not? We're clear here. One of the things about this setup is it does take a little bit of while to like work in the rails. You can see there, it's getting caught up on the trigger a little bit, but it does close. It is a hard gun to charge because of these bolts right here. So you gotta kind of be careful not to like hit your finger when you're racking it. And doing the under rack is a little harder like that, you know? But it does work, you can do it. So I guess the benefit is that you can run a chassis like this, whereas you couldn't run this chassis on this newer plastic coff because of the way that this rail comes out. I mean, I'm sure maybe you could integrate it somehow. I just wanted to run the old version and see how it went. And it just looks cool without the dust cover on it, dude. I mean, we're gonna get some cool shots of this thing. So anyway, I think I've talked enough. Let's try to shoot this sucker. A couple things I forgot to mention. This is an Onyx Arms broom handle. It's an MJF print, I think. And another thing, we got our favorite channel sponsor, Aves Engineering. This is a grip they make for AKs. They also make AR grips. Really cool. Also, MJF printed a little stipple on there. Really nice with this plastic off. Fit the vibe. Look at this. I mean, come on, dude. Got the Amaru Designs extension, and this is from Mag Lads. Sick KLMK camo. All right, let's just give her, bud. Got one chambered. Nice. Oh. Oh yeah, bud. Well, since this is a shovel AK, I think it's only right that we shoot it with the shovel. Oh, we had one left. Well, it's gonna be that kind of day, I think, guys. Well, the shovel actually worked as a secondary grip. I think that's actually what it's intended for. So this is actually not a stock, because that's intended totally to be shot like this. Oh yeah. Oh, I want to do a little slow motion, a little super slow motion, because I just think that the AK, with its lack of dust cover, with the recoil rod right here, and so the bolt comes right back next to your face, but normally the dust cover's on here. This gun does have a printed dust cover, so it just wouldn't fit with this chassis. So let's do some super slow-mo of this thing cycling, and I think it'll look really cool. We got the drip, the super drippy kind of post-apocalyptic vibes from the Davrinoff chest rig. So shouts out to Davrinoff. Sweet leather, made in the USA. Really great quality stuff. This is a sweet little Afghan AK war rug magazine from Maglads. So shouts out to Maglads. We love some Maglad stuff. And we're just gonna see all of the beauty of this lack of dust cover AK. It's just gonna be coming back and cycling, and it's a beautiful sight. We love to see it. All right, here we go. 3 shots. Let's look at the slow-mo. Threat! Clear. It's wild. This thing is certainly interesting, man. All right, I'm gonna try to do a little reload here with the Plastikoff V3. As you can see the mag well there. I mean, it's just like a normal AK, but let's see how well I can do it here. Under pressure, it's always harder than not. Sorry about that. I'm gonna take this time to just do a little ASMR. plastic off V3. All right, on to the next thing. All right, we got a target at about, I don't know, it's about 200 yards away. We're gonna test the long range accuracy of this thing. The optic isn't really like fully zeroed, so we're gonna have to just kind of figure this out, but see what our holds are. Shot one, 200 yards. Maybe to the left a little bit. Let's see if I can hit this thing first here. Okay, there, that's the close guy. Right, okay. Okay, it's about $1.50. Left. I was a little left. Boom. All right, we hit it at 200 there. There's another one. Up a little bit. Nice. Well, plastic off can hit a distance. I mean, 200 yards. Not too crazy, but anything else engagement-wise would be a little long for this guy, maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's a rifle, 16-inch barrel. It can hit it. One thing we did do, we did try to see if I could put our Putnik suppressor on here from Resilient, and unfortunately, as are many AKs, the case, always check the suppressor alignment gauge, was not lined up. So unfortunately, we could not mount the suppressor on here. But this brake, this Polish brake, is doing great. It actually really does help the recoil. There's a tiny bit of trigger slap with this thing. I mean, it's really cool, as you saw in the slow motion, to just see like the hammer and the reset there. It's really cool, and the sear and the reset of the trigger. It's just the AK is just so mechanical, and that's what makes it so fun to shoot, is just like everything's happening, you can feel it happening, you know? I'll fucking slap that fucker off. Oh, we gotta fly, ah shit. I think that's gonna really be it for the Plastic Off V3. It's definitely an outdated design, but it's a cool design nonetheless, and it does allow you to mount this Sure Shot chassis on here. Maybe there will be an edit to the V4 that comes out, someone will remix it so that it can fit the Sure Shot. The homie Rice Cutter, you got that goddamn fly. The homie Rice Cutter is trying to put a Sure Shot on his plastic off. This is an iconic design, and it is just a fun one to shoot. It's really cool to see the cycling of the action there without the dust cover, and the optic's cool, and it's a Cyber Shovel AK. That's gonna be it for today's episode. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to subscribe to me on Patreon, it really goes a long way and helps me out to make these videos. And there's access to early content and music and stuff like that on there. Check out my merch. The link is in the description. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Love ya. Bye. Oh.